thing at the front end, and it's your lowest cost. And that's what Mike's helps people do every day, all day long, is use video training so they'll do it right the first time. That's the lowest cost.
Geek.com had an article where they reviewed YouTube's statistics after they turned 6 years old. The number of videos uploaded has doubled over the past year, and 48 hours of videos are posted every single minute. And then on Facebook, over 150 years worth of YouTube videos are watched every single day. It's going to be getting more prevalent, especially with the younger people. Forrester Research did a study in 2009. If you have a video on your website, the chances were 50 times more likely to receive an organic first page search ranking from the search engines. So even if you don't have a video, it would probably pay you to put a blank video and put a title on it, and put a title on it and record black, just to help the search engines. I'm going to show you some sample clips from 3 different areas, and then we can discuss them. There'll be marketing website videos that demonstrate a vendor's capabilities. Then there's the how-to training videos for facilities engineers and also vendors. I think vendors should be doing more how-to videos on how to use their products. And we're looking at site-specific videos. What really brought this to my mind was a Code Black video I did. Code Black is power failure. And then everything has to be reset, where we went to 28 different locations. Some of them were on top of buildings. Some of them you had to get keys, you had to go up these stairs. It was amazing where some of these switches were. Some were hidden behind all this equipment. And then documentation of special events. If you build a really interesting site or make a really interesting repair, it's really nice to get a documentary of the people involved at that time. The bottom line is, how can videos help you make money, save money, and or make your life easier? It can help you make money because it's an effective way to communicate with customers. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and a video has 30 pictures per second plus audio. Customers like how-to videos. So if you provide your customer with a video on how to use a complicated piece of equipment, they're going to have loyalty to you compared to someone who doesn't. Okay, how does it make your life easier? Really easy to distribute, for one thing. If you're doing a proposal and you have a video related to that proposal, you just put it in your signature or within your proposal. The customer reads the proposal, click on the link, boom, there's the video. Costs nothing. And ultimately, if your people are well trained, it reduces the risk of downtime. I am going to show those videos.
A 5,000 horsepower motor at 3,600 RPM at 4,000 volts. We are now going to start it up. The voltage is being applied on the top. The second is the current.
Okay, so what Koffler is doing is they're demonstrating they can test these big, huge motors. And there aren't many facilities around here that can do that. And some people, like a power plant or something, they may be shipping them to GE in another state, whereas they could just truck it right up the road to San Leandro and they could do it. And then also, this illustrates how you can use stills as well and weave them into videos. So a lot of times I'll go to a customer and they'd have stills of what happened years ago, and we can use that effectively by putting it in the video.
We're going to touch on all the mistakes, but the package that you guys have essentially have most of the information that you guys are going to need.
What does that communicate about RF McDonald? They know about regulations. They can help you solve. You don't have to figure that stuff out. And we didn't need a lot of clips to explain that.
Typically, people will purchase infrared cameras because they want to see something they can't see visually in the visual spectrum. So in the infrared spectrum, they'll be able to see like motors, electrical connections, mold or moisture, anything from hot to cold. They'll be able to see it on the temperature spectrum in infrared. I've sold them one to the Jules Stein Institute of Ophthalmology looking for cancer behind the eyelid. So they're very, very accurate, 95% accuracy on blood flow of the human skin.
I think that is a really good subject to video, in part because it's so interesting visually. It also shows their expertise and their applications. And how could you describe what an infrared camera does without pictures and even without video? Conventional pumps will plug if they were fed rope, but not the chopper pump, which is designed to work with fluids that contain waste solids, which are common in the manufacturing, chemical, food processing, and waste treatment industries. Okay, so now we'll move into the how-to videos.
We take the window and we basically have to drop it in the middle there like that, and then make sure that it goes in evenly. This is the tricky part here. And then feel that it's even. It doesn't feel even to me, so I'm going to take it out and try it again. Make sure that it hasn't shifted. It's shifted a tiny bit. You can see how critical this is. And this is the place where we can cause leaks and some big problems. Okay, that feels better. Still not quite right.
Here we have a video of a guy struggling to get that sapphire window in a piece of equipment. Often I record that because if the instructor is struggling, the operator will go, oh my God, I really do have to pay attention.
Here is an end cap being removed from the feed end of the vessel. In this case, the operator noticed a cracked anti-telescoping device. O-rings inside the vessels separate the RO permeate from the reject, and when damaged, can compromise water quality of the RO product. Due to high differential pressures, extended service time, and exposure to cleaning chemicals, the O-rings begin to deteriorate.
One sign of high differential pressures inside the RO can be a broken end cap adapter.
In this picture, a piece of the membrane envelope is broken free. This will lead to a decrease in product quality.
Here is another picture of telescoping and channeling. The picture shows the membrane feedwater spacer coming out of the side. Again, another effect of high differential pressure.
This autopsy reveals severe biofouling. As can be seen on this feedwater spacer, the internals of this element were no longer responding to chemical cleanings.
Here we didn't have a script. We put together a video based on membrane replacement that occurs infrequently. So a good place for a video is when you have something that's done every 6 months or every year or every couple years to capture that information so the new people can be prepared for it. It also demonstrates how you can do voiceover afterwards. All the talking was done in a room like this. We watched the video and the guys just talked about it, took turns, there were 2 operators, until they got it, it sounded reasonably good, and then later on I edited that in. Also note that these how-to videos, they run much longer. The ones I do generally run 20 minutes is probably the average for a complex procedure. Whereas the marketing videos, we're as short as we can get them. If we can get them to 30 seconds or 20 seconds, that's great. And then there's critical emergency procedures like the code black.
and it's hidden away back in between some exhaust fans. Then we can operate this Kirk key. Place it here for now. And then we need to trip the main utility breaker and remove this key. To trip this, we push this button. So the process for clearing alarms is
So that clearing of that alarms, that was done on a rooftop. And if there was a code black, that could be done in the rain, in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning. A guy would have to climb up there and know how to do that. The how-to videos that I showed you, they're usually done with a SOP. And so we have the procedures already written down, and we follow it, and we have a skilled person doing it. We usually allow a day, sometimes half a day, to shoot. And sometimes they do it in one day. Sometimes they have to come back. Distribution, though, doesn't cost anything. So, you know, you do a proposal, you have it, and it's about big motors. You're going to rebuild and repair the big motor. If you've got that video, you put that in your proposal. Check it out. Here's what we can do. Boom, that's for free. And on the signature of your email, if you have one about your company, hey, here's who we are.
You can take that footage and reuse it, like maybe one for new employee orientation, one on your website of what your company does, right?
You could do a long video and just use little pieces for marketing and use other pieces for training and things like that.
What about the scripts? Sometimes clients do them?
Yeah, well, usually with guidance. What I thought when I first got in this business 10 years ago, I thought it was about shooting, and I had to learn the cameras and learn how to edit. But it's a lot about directing.
You can see it's just a teaser, but to give you a little peek of what could be done, almost unlimited, but how this video training can be so effective. Thank you, Mike.